So welcome to video 21. I know I said 20 was going to be my last video, but we got a lot of questions and Sherry thought that it might be best just to do another video and go through all the details, because there are a lot of details on this RV that differentiate it from other ones that you might see out there. And we'll start. I've got the window sticker and it shows what Coachmen put as their MSRP with all the options that this particular model came with, which was almost $40,000 in options, because it does have the extreme package. A lot of it's on the outside, a lot of it's on the inside. So we'll go through that on the outside, then on the inside, and then we'll talk about the pricing for it all. So on the outside, the extreme package comes with a lift kit. It comes with racing shocks. It comes with all-terrain tires. You've got a brush guard here on the front with a light kit on it. You know, nice xenon headlights that look beautiful. It's got some running lights during the day. Coming back here, and again, this came with almost all the options available. There's a 4,000 watt generator that's dual fuel. You've got a switch over here, so you can use your propane tank, which is 68-pound propane tank, which is really big, and a 4,000 watt generator. Excuse me. Moving down, this was almost a $10,000 option right here. So what you can see here is just one, but there's two 400 amp Renogy top of the line battery system that will run everything. Air conditioner, microwaves, everything you've got. This thing can run it and can run it for hours. How many exactly? I don't know. We've never reached a limit on it. But it also is powered, and it receives power 4 different ways. When you're driving, there's a second 250 amp alternator in the engine that feeds this battery when you're driving. So when you get where you're going, you're usually pretty full. Solar on top. It comes with about 400 watts. That's 2 panels. We added 2 more aftermarket. That was very pricey too, but we maxed out at almost 800 watts up there. That feeds this very, very nicely. You've also got shore power that when you plug in, that's going to feed your batteries as well. So you've got, also the generator will feed it. So you've got 4 different ways to feed this battery bank here and keep all your power. So power generally is not going to be an issue with this rig, whether you're full-time, vacation, weekend, it doesn't really matter. This is a big, big part of why we bought this, and it was a big price tag too. So moving on, you can see on the side, I'm sorry, I'm still getting over pneumonia. We took a lot of the old graphics off and cleaned it up a lot. Some of them dated a little bit, and the last thing we wanted was a brand new RV that looked a little bit dated. Here you've got pass-through garage. This is the bed, and we'll talk a little bit about more in this inside, but we custom built a headboard. They don't come with a headboard. They really do need one. So we designed it and built it and put it in. This bed moves all the way up to the top and all the way down to the bottom, and you've got a lot of area down here, whether you wanted storage, whether you want to make it a kennel, whether you want to haul bikes, whatever you want to do, you've got a lot of room in here for that. You've got tie downs, you've got lighting, and it's all heated. There's the vent for your furnace right there. Your furnace is propane powered through that huge tank. Moving to the back here, took off a lot of the graphics and we added this one graphic to it. We also added some badging, Renogy. This is an all-wheel drive unit, and there's a lot of different settings. You can put snow and ice, mud and rut, all different kinds of settings on the system in the dash. That's very, very helpful, and we have driven through a lot of snow and ice, and it has been rock solid, especially with the dualies on the back. That's another important part. If you look down here, part of why your gross carrying capacity is so high is this unit does have a nice big set of all-terrain dualies on the back. Your exhaust right here. You also have another pass-through here. So you can get your interior cargo from inside or from both sides in the back. You've got a tow hitch here for, I think it's 5,000 pounds is what you can tow on that. 7-pin connector there. And we've used that. We've got a little trailer that we pick up lumber and stuff, and so we've used that on there before. That's the only thing we've towed with it, very lightweight. Blackout rims. You've got, you can put your TV right here. We've not done that before, but you can. outlets here, 110. Spray port, so we've got a little curly hose and a faucet that you plug right into there. I don't think we've used it before, but we've got it. Your plug-in for your cable TV if you're at a campground, which we've never been to. This we've used a lot. This is the griddle. It's also operated by your propane tank, which is under here. Pop that up. That is a 68-pound propane tank. I think we filled it twice maybe. But that propane is very, very efficient. It runs your hot water, which is on-demand hot water system. It runs your furnace, and it runs your griddle. The griddle, you've got that little prep station pops out right there. And the griddle is just fantastic. We really like it. Super efficient. Back here, you've got a port where if you've got a grill you want to plug in or a fire pit, you can plug that in. Also runs off your propane tank. Now we get to, let's see, I think we put some little badging here off-road and things like that. Right here is a ground mount solar. You need to be very careful with this. In the wintertime, you can put ground mount, you're fine. If it's in the middle of summer and you got high UV, you're already maxed out on the roof at 800 watts, so don't plug a ground mount in there, but otherwise you're good to go on that. And we changed out some locks too when we're at the RV show. So we put these types of locks in just to make them much more secure. So a ton of little add-ons like this that sometimes I forget about. And I think, let's go back to the front real quick. You know, one of the reasons we bought this, we just thought it was such a sharp looking vehicle, looked kind of beastie, and we really liked that a lot. One of the things that stuck out, this is the blue badging from Ford, and we blacked that out, and we think that comes in a little more attractive. Added the Renogy logo up here, and I think that's about it there. And so we'll go ahead and go inside now. Starting at the entrance here, you've got your awning, which I think is a 14-foot armless awning, which extends and retracts right here. It's got a wind setting on it, so if the wind kicks up, it'll automatically bring itself in. You got your generator start here. Generator also starts on the outside if you want to do that. Here's your power system, and you can see, like, we're in January right now, and you wouldn't think we'd be getting much, but it's actually pulling in a pretty good, decent amount of power, and the batteries are almost full anyway. This is to turn on and off your 3,000 watt inverter, which if you're plugged in, it stays on all the time. If you're not, you just turn it on and off. So that's a 3,000 watt Renogy inverter. Your tanks all have heat pads on them, your water pump here, your gas water heater there, patio lights. You've got an LED strip in your patio lights for your awning, a master switch for your interior lights. I'll leave that on. And then up here, all your little buttons to show you what the levels of tanks and so forth are. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. You got a couple of USB ports and 110 outlet. Right here, you've got an extension for your countertop. I didn't lock it in. There we go. For your countertop. Let's see. And now that I locked it in, there we go. There we go. For your prep station. One of the big things we did, if you want to walk inside here, is change out the sink. This is one of the things I gave Coachman a really hard time about because I thought their sink was absolutely terrible. It was too shallow, it was too small. It was almost useless. Even in 2025s, they didn't change them out. So this, as you can see, is a very deep sink. It's also much more attractive than that little chrome one they had. We also replaced the faucet for it, added the soap dispenser, and very importantly, underneath, we added a water filtration system, because it does not come with it. So this took a good bit of plumbing to do and work. I don't know what it would cost if you went to a dealer or an aftermarket person and had them install a new sink and water filtration. We did that all ourselves. I say we, Sherry did that. As well as a lot of other little features that we talked about in some other videos. For example, when you pull this drawer out, it's not a drawer with Coachman. It just drops down and then you've got to go to two other drawers. The way Sherry did it, she connected this to the bottom drawer, so when you open it, you actually open a drawer, and then you've got another drawer inside here. She also added magnetic locking to all of the drawers, which they didn't have. I think they did a great job on this. This is the induction Greystone that they put in, and we just put a little mat on top of it when we're not using it to protect it. Added this, which is a magnetic for your knives and utensils. Added this, and a big thing was this stonework surround. They had a funny little sticker that was their backsplash, which didn't look that good, and we've got a blackout screen for this. In the 2025s, they did do a different window shade there, but it takes up a lot of room, so I still think this is superior to that. Let me put the lights on these a little better. A very nice induction microwave. Again, runs very well off battery. Your very nicely fit slim surface AC Dometic unit runs off battery as well. Now your furnace, now the AC, you've got a couple different ways you could do it. You could dump air with these on all four sides, come right out here, and then the furnace goes through the flooring all the way from the front to the back, and you've got vents inside the bathroom and everything else. We'll move up to the front. When you buy them from the dealer, what you're going to get is your TV right here, and for us that just didn't work. You would have to sit on one side of the dinette to see the TV, and that's the only position, and we preferred to watch TV in bed. So we moved it, put a mirror up here. You can see both seats in front do swivel. We added floor matting. Like a lot of new vehicles, they just don't come with floor mats anymore. So we added a custom fit one in there, which is a little bit dirty right now. The features up here are really nice. We've had a Sprinter. We've had the Dodge ProMaster. We think this is far superior to both. We added a couple of little things to make it more convenient. This is a little snack tray. So when you're driving, you can set stuff there with, instead of having it in your lap. A little leveler system right here, so you can see when you're parked. It's hard to tell when you're sitting in the driver's seat whether you're level or not, and you really want to be level when you're sleeping and somewhere for a long time. So this helps a lot, both sideways and front, to know when you're level. A lot of control here. Lane keep assist and adaptive cruise control, and just very, very comfortable. This is a nice big display with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So you've got all of those options, as well as your all-wheel drive settings will be right here. You can put it in eco mode, snow and ice, mud and rut, all of those different things. It affects your fuel economy a little bit. Speaking of which, the fuel economy on this for me has been between 13 and 15 miles to the gallon, which you may think, oh, that's not great, but you've got a lift kit, you've got all-terrain tires, you've got all-wheel drive, you've got dualies. It's a lot of things that affect your mileage negatively, but in fact affect your experience in a much more positive way. Another thing we've got is, and we've been asked this a lot when we put this in our videos, how did you do this? And the answer is I didn't, Sherry did. So this is our blackout curtains. And as you can see, that's how quickly you're set up and ready to enjoy yourself once you park wherever you want to go. And when you're ready to leave, same thing, coming right back. And then we've got a little trash can that we put right there, and it just kind of holds it in place. Another thing that was added that Sherry did is, this doesn't exist in the Cross Trail. We put this in, and we added all of that storage space underneath just by moving a couple items that they have under there. Now underneath these bench seats is your inverters and your battery controls and all these fantastic Renogy plug-and-play systems. And anytime I've had an issue, you know, I'll call up Renogy tech support, and you've got a technician on there, and he can just dial things right down so quickly. They know this system really, really, really well. I was very impressed with it, and it makes it so you can do a lot of things yourself. So you've got these cabinets up here with really, really nice latches. This is one of the best I've seen as far as latches go. I have never had them pop open or come open. The total blackout on your shades there, and then just a windscreen there. And then you open this window, you still have a screen right here. That's a lot of airflow coming through. So moving to the back of the RV, if you saw the Van Caskey's video when they did a review, they did a fantastic review, and one of the things they missed was the pantry. This does have a fairly large pantry, top and bottom, that goes pretty deep. So that's a lot of room for you to store your food. And again, the magnetic lock's on there. We got a great little refrigerator with a freezer. Coming back, a couple of changes that we did. Completely resurfaced the shower because it had that kind of faux marble look that was really pretty terrible. So we changed that all out. We added a soap dish in here. We took out, this was a soap bar thing holder that stuck out really far there. Took that out, moved it under here so it's not really going to be in the way. And then we added this system in here. In the bathroom, the first thing you'll see is this floor-to-ceiling mirror that we added. That doesn't come either. And then moving inside, we added carpet, which makes a big difference, especially in the winter, to have that nice surface there instead of just the wood. Within this cabinetry, we added some more on there because you're a little bit limited. Added these so that when you open it, your items don't just fall out. And you've got a nice wardrobe in there. And the faucet in the bathroom was just replaced because the ones that come with it, the black starts chipping off. They're not the best quality from the factory. So this is a much better faucet that we added. And then more under sink storage. So some big changes back here. I'll step in the shower so that you can see a little bit better. The headboard, of course, in the back. The little balances that we put over the hardware, normally that just sticks out, so we covered that. The little, I call them nightstands, the little things on the sides that you see there. So you've got something where to put your cell phone and so forth. Nice little DC ceiling fan, so you can not even have your inverter on, and that still works really, really well. And it helps if, say, you don't need furnace, you don't need AC, but you want a little air movement. That's fantastic, uses hardly any power at all. And the big thing, this is, if you went to change out the fans that you get and put these Max Air fans in, it's about $700 a piece. We replaced 2 of them in this RV. So those are a big, big improvement. Quieter, moves air much faster and efficiently. And then the TV, of course, we used the brackets that are in here for the bed to mount the TV in, and we've had no issues with that at all. And what we typically do is we'll plug it into a hard drive with some content downloaded or a laptop or something like that and just watch from there. So, and the bed also will go all the way to the ceiling with these controls here, if you turn it on. Very, very nice and smoothly. So you can set it wherever you want to be. If you got a lot of storage underneath and you want to put it high, you can do that. If you don't have anything underneath and you want to put it all the way down, you can do that. There's a little ladder that comes with it. But what we found is we set it at about that level right there. And then we just set out this little step stool to hop up and down from that. That's easier than putting the ladder in. We added this just to have that covering. What I've seen a lot of people do that have pets is they'll turn this underneath into a kennel. So they'll put like a little cage right here or screen. So the pets would just stay inside there. That's a lot of room for your pets down there. Okay, so now let's talk about the numbers. This is the sticker, window sticker for the RV when we purchased it. And the MSRP with the $40,000 of options was $192,083. That's pretty eye-popping and, you know, not that unusual. Now, a lot of dealers discount that, and thankfully our timing was good and our dealer did discount that, and we didn't pay $192,000 for it. We looked at all of our add-ons and what that would cost to go and do, and we estimated that to be about $10,000. So that would bring the MSRP to about $202,000. Obviously not what we're asking. We do understand that motorhomes depreciate. This one's no different. We've got 13,600 miles on it. Gentle miles, I would absolutely say. We've pampered this thing. We've taken very good care of it. We've never actually been off-road. We've been on some, you know, like Forest Service roads, but well-maintained ones. And we've had no issues whatsoever. We kept up with all of the maintenance, of course, including there was one recall from Ford, which was just a programming issue, so I brought that in. They programmed that. The Ford warranty is just 1 year in. It's fully transferable. They just use the VIN number. The Coachman warranty side of it, obviously, since it's just past 1 year, is not in effect anymore. Not that we ever really used it for anything, because it's very well designed, very well built. I'm very impressed with the craftsmanship that they did. And, you know, we've said this before, if you have an RV, and especially if you're full-time, you do need to be handy, because it doesn't make sense to try to get every little thing done at a dealership. It takes a long time to get an appointment. They want you to drop it off. And if you're living in it, you just can't do that. You need to be able to do a lot of things yourselves. And the way this one is designed, and the tech support that you get from Renergy and the generator and everything else has been fantastic. And, you know, I'll give the generator as a good example. We had an issue with the interior control being intermittent. So I called the technician for the generator, and they went through it very, very quickly and got it resolved very quickly. And we found out that while we were told that it is a dual fuel generator, the factory picks one or the other. Either it's a gas or it's a propane. And we found out from the generator company that that's not true. It is truly a dual fuel generator. There is a switch. They showed me where it was, and you can just go back and forth to whichever one you want, depending on which tank has more in it. So all of that said, we're asking $137,500 for it. We think it is fair to us. It's a great price for anybody looking for this, whether you want to go full-time, which it's equipped for, or whether you want long vacations and weekends, you can do that. And I think that's about it for this video. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly by email, just my name, ricktanner@outlook.com. Again, ricktanner@outlook.com. Look forward to hearing from you.